Hello everyone, today's tale is called Should I Get Back with My Ex? Enjoy your viewing and enjoy your meal. My ex and I broke up in March after 4 years together. It wasn't a toxic relationship, but it had its issues: communication breakdowns, emotional distance, and unresolved arguments. Despite that, we had a strong connection, shared values, and genuine care for each other. He ended things because he said he'd fallen out of love. He felt the relationship was one-sided, that I didn't support or appreciate him enough, and that I'd manipulated him at times. At the time, I couldn't fully see his perspective. But since the breakup, I've really sat with it. I've gone to therapy, stayed single, reflected deeply, and forgiven myself for the ways I messed up. The relationship started when I was 17, it was my first serious one, and I've grown a lot since then. I know now I have the capacity to be a much better partner. What complicates things is that he got into a relationship with his coworker right after we broke up. That's ended now, 3 months later. I don't know what happened between them, but I've never really stopped thinking about him. Not in a desperate or obsessive way, more in a quiet, reflective one. I'm not looking for a quick fix or to repeat old patterns, but I can't help wondering if something real could be rebuilt, if both of us were coming back with the right mindset and growth behind us. I know he isn't a bad person, just flawed. I wouldn't be the one to reach out first, and I wouldn't even consider getting back with him unless I believed he'd done some self-work too. He struggled with communication during our relationship, and I didn't realize the impact of some of my behavior until after it ended. It would take real effort on both sides, not just picking up where we left off, but starting fresh with a new level of self-awareness. There's also a part of me that's still hurt. He moved on fast and had a full-blown relationship while I stayed alone and focused on myself. I don't know if I could fully trust or look at him the same again. But I do understand why he left. He took a chance on someone else, probably hoping for something better. For context, he's been in 3 back-to-back relationships since he was 16 and has never really had time on his own. I believe people can grow during time spent single, but only if they actually take that time, instead of rushing into the next person. Despite everything, we were strong in many ways. We had the same music taste, same humor, and I was close with his family. It felt real and safe. I messed up during the relationship. He messed up at the end and after. We were both young, we are going to make big mistakes. I know Reddit tends to lean toward, "They're your ex for a reason," and I get that most people post here from a place of hurt. But this feels more complicated. I'm not asking if I should get back with him now, I'm wondering if it's ever truly possible to rebuild something that was once good, if both people do the work. Would love to hear from anyone who's been in a similar place and come out the other side, either together or apart. The following tell. My impression is that you don't really want this reconciliation, except to satisfy yourself that your self-improvement program has brought positive results. So positive that the man who rejected you now wants you back. That's validating, I know, but you give the distinct impression that it's not enough for you. You compare his path, moving on quickly and not working to better himself, to the road you took, being alone, getting therapy, and working on yourself. You look at this as a sort of test of character that you passed and he failed. You look at the necessary work that makes reconciliation possible, work you put time and effort into while he took up with his coworker, and judge him a slacker. I almost get the impression that you want him back so that you can reject him this time around, and tell him that his shortcomings are what caused it. I agree that you indeed took the high road, and I'm sorry to be harsh. But I'm skeptical of anyone who claims to have substantially bettered themselves in just 3 months. And I'm just as skeptical that your ex really did anything wrong. The following tell. Hey, I don't know if this is advice so much as sharing a similar experience I'm currently in and how I'm dealing with it. I was 16 when I met my ex-fiancé that is. I think I'll always love her to some degree, first loves and whatnot. I'm 27 now. The end of our relationship wasn't a clean cut, happened over 3/4 of a year out of nearly 10, with a year that we tried to reconnect after a brief real breakup. There was a lot of push and pull between us, our communication, our emotions, etc. I'm finally coming to terms with the idea that reconciling wouldn't have worked out. As much as I know we loved each other, we hurt each other and let each other down. No cheating or anything like that, just people making the wrong decisions and communicating poorly. If she came to me tomorrow and said she would like to give it a go, I'd feel it's right that we don't. As much as I wanted that even just a year ago. I'm moving on in life, finding new hobbies I enjoy, working 2 jobs I love and never would have found, all with people I never would have met. While it'd be nice if I came home and she was still there, I don't believe it could happen anymore. So one day someone else will be that person I come home to, share my day and life with, and I'm confident I'll be a better man thanks to that first love. A hard lesson, makes me pretty damn sad to this day, but I do love where I've come from it. Sorry for the fucking book, here's my life that doesn't sound too dissimilar from where you're at. I wish you well. The following tell. Even without the coworker situation, it sounds really important that each of you individually do some personal growth. I hate saying this, but you are still young. Although you are young, you seem like you've learned some lessons from this relationship and I don't want to discredit you for that. You've done some work on yourself, you're now a bit wiser. But can you really say the same for him? He's been in back-to-back relationships. Does he even know who he is outside of one? Who is this person if he doesn't have a girlfriend? Does he even know what he truly wants from a partner or a relationship or what he has to offer? He pointed out things about you he had issue with. You took a step back and took a good look at yourself to assess. From your assessment, it sounds like there were maybe things you agreed with which prompted you to go to therapy. Has he done any of that work for himself? Certainly he's not perfect either. It's totally valid and okay that you are asking this question. It's still fresh and healing from a relationship comes in waves, ups and downs. Even when you feel like you're good and you're healing and you're doing better. You might wake up the next morning missing the comfort and familiarity and safeness of the things associated with your ex, like routines, food you enjoyed together, each other's families, etc. Quite honestly, I think if he starts his healing journey and the further you progress in your own journey, you will slowly realize he isn't the right one for you. Thanks for watching, come back again.